All right. So you know how sometimes it feels like your kitchen is working against you, especially if you're cooking for one or two people,
Yeah,
like the space feels cramped and you're always juggling appliances.
absolutely.
Well, maybe this will sound familiar to some of you out there, but today we are going to deep dive into something that might just change your kitchen game.
Ooh, I like that.
The Instant Pot Duo Mini.
Yes. Little powerhouse.
It is this 3-quart multi-cooker, and it claims to basically do it all in a tiny package.
And we're going to see if it lives up to the hype.
We've got excerpts from a seriously in-depth review that breaks down everything about this thing, from how it looks to how it actually performs.
Really gets into the nitty-gritty.
It does. So we're going to unpack all of that for you. And by the end of this deep dive, hopefully you'll know if the Instant Pot Duo Mini is the missing piece to your kitchen puzzle.
You'll know if it's worth it.
Exactly. So let's start with what you see when you first unbox it: the design and build quality.
Okay, so right off the bat, the review points out that this thing is small, but not in a flimsy way.
Yeah.
It's the pack, about 12.8 inches by 10.8 by 10.5.
Okay, so it's not taking over your whole counter.
No, and weighs around 7 pounds, so like perfect for small kitchens, apartments, dorms, even RVs.
I could see that.
Tuck it away when you're not using it.
And the review specifically calls out the exterior. It's made of stainless steel.
Verbal stainless steel, and you know what that means. No fingerprints.
Oh, that is a big deal in a kitchen.
Huge, especially for me. I'm a messy cook.
Aren't we all?
So, yeah, that was a plus for me.
And the lid, I mean, obviously with pressure cooking, the lid is super important.
It's got to be secure.
The review says they've used a combo of high-quality plastic and metal, so it locks in really tight.
Yes, safety first with pressure cooking.
For sure, and they also talk about the control panel, how easy it is to use.
Yeah, those buttons, they're clearly labored, and there's a bright digital display.
So you're not squinting trying to figure out what's going on.
Exactly, very straightforward.
Okay, now let's talk about the inner pot, because that's where the magic happens.
Where the food transforms.
The review says it's food-grade stainless steel.
Yeah, which makes sense, right? It heats evenly, it's durable.
And dishwasher safe.
Oh, yeah, which, after a long day of cooking, is a godsend.
Honestly, the best.
Just pop it in the dishwasher and you're done.
So it sounds like they really thought about the user experience with this design.
They did. The review even mentions little things like the handles being comfortable and the non-slip feet.
Right, so it feels sturdy and safe to use.
Exactly. They've really focused on making it practical for everyday cooking.
So it's well designed, well built, but what about the features? What can this thing actually do?
Okay, get this. It has 7 distinct functions.
Wow.
7. It's like a multi-tool for your kitchen.
That's amazing. What are they?
Pressure cooker, slow cooker, rice cooker, steamer, saute pan, yogurt maker, and a warmer.
All in one machine?
All in one.
That's great. I mean, think of all the covered space you'd save.
Right, you could get rid of like 5 appliances.
Seriously, so the pressure cooker function is obviously a big deal.
It is. The review says they can cook things in minutes that would normally take hours.
Like what? Give me an example.
Dried beans, for instance.
Oh, wow.
You don't even have to soak them overnight. You can cook them from dry in under an hour.
That is a serious time saver.
Huge if you're someone who forgets to soak beans like me.
All the time.
All the time. So yeah, that's a big plus.
And the review mentions smart settings.
Yeah, so it's not just like a manual pressure cooker. You have these pre-programmed settings like soup broth meat stew steam.
Okay.
And they're not just random settings. They use microprocessor technology to adjust the time and temperature automatically.
So it takes the guesswork out.
It does, especially if you're new to pressure cooking.
That's really helpful.
Yeah, they make it really approachable.
And for people who like to have more control, the review says you can adjust the pressure levels too.
Yeah, we've got low, high, and no pressure, so you can really customize it to the recipe.
I like that it gives you options.
Definitely.
And there's a delay start timer, right?
Yeah, so you can set it up in the morning and come home to a hot meal.
That's a dream.
It is. And it also has a keep warm function.
So if things run late, it's no problem.
Exactly. Everything stays at the perfect temperature.
Okay, so it's versatile, it's user-friendly. What about the actual cooking performance? Does it live up to the hype?
The review seems really impressed with how quickly and efficiently it cooks.
Give me an example.
Besides the beans, they talk about how it can tenderize tough cuts of meat really quickly.
Oh, that's great for weeknight dinners.
Yeah, you can make a stew in no time.
And they talk about even heat distribution, too.
Yes, which is key for consistent results.
Makes sense.
Whether you're making soups or even baking.
Baking?
Yeah, apparently you can bake cakes in it, too.
Wow, I didn't know that.
It's pretty amazing the things this little appliance can do.
So it can handle all those different cooking methods, and it does it well.
That's what the review suggests.
Impressive. And they also mention the temperature control is very precise.
Yeah, which is important for delicate things like steaming fish or making custards.
Where you really need that accuracy.
Exactly. Much more precise than trying to do it on the stovetop.
That makes sense. Okay, now I have to ask this. Is it loud? Because some pressure cookers can be a bit noisy.
Actually, the review says it's surprisingly quiet.
Oh, that's good.
They've got some noise reduction technology in there,
Well, that's a relief.
so you don't have to worry about it waking up the whole house.
And just to remind everyone, it's the 3-quart model, so it's ideal for 1 or 2 people,
Yeah, you might have leftovers, though.
which is never a bad thing.
Never a bad thing.
And most of the parts are dishwasher safe, so cleanup is easy.
Yeah, it seems like they've really thought of everything to make cooking as hassle-free as possible.
Okay, so it cooks well, it's quiet, it's easy to clean, but is it easy to use? Especially for someone who's never used a multi-cooker before.
You know, I think a lot of people get intimidated by these things, but the review really emphasizes how user-friendly it is.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, even for beginners.
So what makes it so easy to use?
Well, first of all, the setup is super simple. You basically just plug it in and you're ready to go.
Okay, that's a good start.
And the controls are very intuitive, the buttons are clearly labeled, and there's an LCD screen that shows you all the cooking info.
You're not fumbling around trying to figure out what's going on.
Nope, it's very straightforward.
And it comes with a recipe book, right?
It does, and there are tons of resources online, too.
So you've got plenty of inspiration and guidance.
Yeah, they've got you covered.
And once you've found your favorite settings, the review says the results are very consistent.
Which means less trial and error.
Less stress.
Exactly, you can just set it and forget it.
And it has an automatic shut-off feature.
Yes, for both safety and energy saving.
I like that, so you don't have to worry if you forget about it.
Exactly, it's very peace of mind.
Okay, now let's talk safety, because obviously with pressure cooking, that's a top priority.
Absolutely, and the review really highlights how seriously they've taken safety with this model.
Okay, how so?
They say it has 10 built-in safety mechanisms.
10. Wow.
Yeah, so they've really thought of everything.
Like, what are some of those mechanisms?
Well, first of all, the lid has a locking system, so you absolutely cannot open it while there's pressure inside.
That's essential.
It is. And there's overheat protection, so if the temperature gets too high, it shuts off automatically.
Okay, and what about steam release?
There are anti-blockage vents to make sure the steam can escape safely.
That's good to know.
And it has a leak-proof seal, so nothing leaks out during cooking.
That's reassuring.
And there's a float valve that shows you when the pressure has been released, so you know it's safe to open the lid.
Smart.
They even mentioned the 3-ply bottom of the inner pot, which helps with even heat distribution.
So no hot spots.
Exactly, which again adds to the safety.
And they've got cool touch handles and a non-slip base, too.
Yeah, so you're less likely to burn yourself or accidentally knock it over.
So it really sounds like they've gone above and beyond with the safety features.
They really have. The review makes that very clear.
Okay, so we've talked about the design, the features, the performance, the safety. Now, the big question, is it worth the money?
Well, the review says that for its price point, it offers exceptional value,
Okay.
especially when you consider that it replaces like 5 other appliances.
Yeah, that's a huge cost saving in the long run.
It is, both in terms of the initial purchase and the space you save.
And it's energy efficient too, right?
Yes, which means lower electricity bills.
That all adds up.
It does. And the review also talks about the durability of the materials, so it's built to last.
So it's a good investment.
That's what they're suggesting.
And they mention customer reviews too, right?
They do. People are saying it simplifies their cooking routines and even helps them eat healthier
Oh, that's interesting.
because it makes cooking so much easier and more enjoyable.
So it's not just about saving time and money. It's about improving your lifestyle.
That's a big part of it.
Okay, so how does the Duo Mini compare to other Instant Pot models?
Well, the review mentions the larger 6-quart and 8-quart models.
Right.
But those are obviously bigger and more expensive.
And for someone cooking for 1 or 2 people, they're probably overkill.
Yeah, the Duo Mini is really the sweet spot for smaller households.
What about compared to other types of appliances? Like, what if I already have a slow cooker or a rice cooker?
The review compares it to those as well, and the main point is the versatility.
Right, you're getting all those functions in one compact machine,
Exactly. And it also compares it to stovetop pressure cookers.
which can be a bit more hands-on.
Yeah, you have to watch them constantly, and you don't have the programmability of the Instant Pot.
So it's really about convenience and ease of use.
It is.
Okay, so to wrap things up, what are the key takeaways from this deep dive?
Well, I think the review really highlights the Instant Pot Duo Mini as a game changer for modern kitchens.
Yeah.
It's compact, it's versatile, it's well-built, and it has innovative features that make cooking easier and more enjoyable.
Like the smart programs and the safety mechanisms.
Exactly. It's not just a fad, it's a thoughtfully designed appliance.
And it seems like it could benefit a wide range of people.
Yeah, whether you're a busy professional, a health-conscious individual, or a complete cooking novice.
It's all about making cooking more approachable.
Exactly. And the review concludes by saying that choosing the Duo Mini is a step towards a smarter and more sustainable way of cooking.
I like that.
It's about embracing a new way of doing things in the kitchen.
Okay, so as we're wrapping up here, I want to leave you with a final thought.
Okay,
We've talked about all the different things this little appliance can do.
all the possibilities.
So what new culinary adventures might the Instant Pot Duo Mini unlock for you? What dishes have you always wanted to try but felt were too time-consuming or complicated?
What are you going to cook first?
Maybe it's that hearty stew you never have time for, or homemade yogurt, or perfectly cooked rice every time.
The possibilities are endless.
They are, so take some time to think about it and see how the Instant Pot Duo Mini could transform your kitchen and your cooking.
It might just be the missing piece you've been searching for.
It might just be all right. That's it for our deep dive into the Instant Pot Duo Mini. We hope you found this helpful.
Happy cooking, everyone.